some of the major cities, basically 99% of real estate agents should be extremely thankful. Like for us here in Connecticut, we've been essential this whole time. We've been able to help a lot of families this year. This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 149 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
Calling it right now, best real word of all time. This topic...
I feel like I have go ahead.
What is it?
Nothing.
This topic we're leading off with.
You're just so excited.
I'm very excited about it.
You were ready to talk before I even finished.
Yeah, well, did you have something?
Not really.
Okay,
I kind of had a few personal questions. But
personal questions?
Yeah.
For the relevant to the show?
Of course.
Oh.
But
well,
no.
Go ahead.
No,
Floor's
please.
yours.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
You can ask the questions later.
Okay.
Little teaser. Nicole's got some questions for me. All right. This Racket number 1 is a Brad Inman post in Inman Coast to Coast. If you're not a member of that, I think you should. There's always some good discussion there. And listen, he didn't even give his real opinion. I think you can read between the lines on what it is.
WTF question mark.
All caps.
Yes.
All caps. All right. So he posted a video from the Tim Smith group. This video has amassed over 44,000 views on YouTube, and it's unlisted right now. It's not even public. So because the property has already sold, when it sells, he unlists the property. So these views, because I think it sold in October.
It did.
These views were gained like
afterward.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so do we know how many share
They
video
before he unlisted? I mean, he's still collecting views.
No, but before Brad posted it. Like, do you think Brad?
I know when Brad posted it 5 days ago as of recording this. So last week, Thanksgiving week, he posted. I think it was like Thanksgiving Day, somewhere around there.
I feel like it was the night before Thanksgiving because I remember like waking up and you had texted it to me, and I was like, I was appalled.
You were,
but we'll get to that.
Were you hungover? Did your stomach turn
obviously.
when you watched it?
I mean,
so
isn't the whole world hungover on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was right around there, the night before Thanksgiving that he posted it. There's 255 comments. And I mean, the first comment that was made was, wonder who the ad is targeting. And that's true. Really...
Again, after you read it, after you watch it and then read the comments, there was another woman, like, it's a man's world. Like, you could like sing it in your head. So let's describe the video. We'll play a couple clips, potentially if you're watching. So this is quarantine day 152. That's the name. That's the thumbnail on the YouTube video. And this is to promote 1806 Maripotta. Well, good thing you do not live in California and selling those homes.
Maripotta Drive in Corona del Mar in California. Now, this home did sell for just under $8 million in October, so he accomplished goal of selling. Tim Smith Group, by the way, shout out to that group. They do a ton of great videos and innovative marketing. Yeah. And he's always
they
Newport Beach.
They have their hands on some handsome actors too.
Yeah, he did. You like the guy?
Well, no, all of them.
Was good?
All of them.
All the actors and actresses. Remember he did the Teach Me How to Duffy with the boats? I didn't realize
that it was all the same.
That's him.
Well, that's important.
That's
okay, well, that's important to know.
So he's done.
So he's really good at marketing.
He's very good. Yeah. Very good.
So this is then no surprise to him. He's used to getting attention for a different reason.
So describe, for those that are just listening, let's describe the video. It's obviously promoting this listing, which is a beautiful home.
So it's a husband and wife with their 2 children walking down the sidewalk, and the children are being, I'm going to do it here, wildly obnoxious. And while the mother is sort of trying to tend to the children, the husband happens to stop in front of this house that is for sale.
It's got Tim's sign out there.
Yep. And then he starts daydreaming about what his life would be like living in that home.
Yeah. So this is his daydream.
Yes.
And so he's going through the house. He's smoking a cigar. Lights up a beautiful cigar.
And the kids are delivering him beers. Yeah. His wife is in the kitchen.
Then his wife tells him that she's inviting over her
twin sister. Twin sister is now invited. Well, not invited. She's got a quarantine there for some reason. So again, really, that's fun. I mean, they look identical. Of course, he's gonna love the sister too. But then it gets a little dicey because then he gets into the shower and asks.
Well, first there was a little joke there. She's a massage therapist. He says, "Oh, my back's been tight."
No, she says that she hasn't been able to practice in a while,
Right.
and he said, "Luckily, yes."
Yeah.
And then he gets in the shower and asks his wife, about a tattoo that she just got. And the wife then walks in while
to the bathroom.
In the shower.
Beautiful bathroom, beautiful shower.
Honey, the whole house is beautiful.
Yeah.
But he walks into the shower, asks that, and then his wife walks into the bathroom and says, "No, honey, but my sister has." And then she proceeds to walk out of the bathroom, and he remains in the shower with the sister and the new tattoo.
And so the rest, would you say that scene was the one that made you said it made you wrote me a text saying you loathed this,
Loathed.
Right? Yeah. So was it that scene?
Yeah, so there's lots of things because
you have a lot of comments here, people saying, "Oh, we're all just living in a man's world." You have
it was
here it is. It's a man's world after all. Sing it with me now.
Sing it with me.
Embarrassing. I am speechless.
Yes.
I can't believe the broker approved this. Trashy. Very trashy.
It was really just that one part that was
trashy. There are a lot of ways to market the idea of fantasy.
So, but what Byron brought to my attention.
Here's one. I sent it to my daughters, one millennial and the other a Gen Z. I will post their responses when I get them. And so they were scathing responses, of course.
But you did tell me I'm not a huge TikToker, but you are.
So on TikTok there is, and I don't know if this is kind of the play off of that trend. There's a huge trend on TikTok where either gender, you could reverse this, where say the female will walk into a room and see her husband there and, do some kind of, playful pass at her husband. And then, say that's in the kitchen, then walks into the living room and then sees her husband sitting in the living room, says, "What the heck's going on?" And the husband says, "Oh, my twin brother here," or vice versa. Right. So that's a huge trend that people are doing on TikTok as a joke. So I don't know if he was playing off that, but now here's the other part of we got to add this piece of context.
We have to, because even this morning, Byron's like, "Are we going to do that video?" And I walked into this podcast room not wanting to participate in this event.
Oh, what is that? Just commenting on the video? Why wouldn't you want to comment on it?
Because why bring more attention to it? I thought it was.
Oh, you really thought it was trashy?
I just thought it was gross.
Yeah. So, and that's
obviously people are talking about it, so it's working. But in the
comments are filled with people that agree with you that it was trash. Yes. But we'll get into some other comments too that kind of not dispute that, but have a different side of it. But also in the comments, there's some context. Tim Macy and Colin from RETV
was very helpful in saying, "Easy now. I think it's important for you to watch the first video." So the first video is called Quarantine Day. What day is it? 74.
What happens when a family in quarantine, day 74, meets 1627 Bayadere Terrace in Corona Del Mar again. So it's another listing in Corona Del Mar.
Yes. So this is day 74. So this is actually a video that was made prior to the man's version.
This one is her fantasy. So this was before his fantasy version. Now, this video, Nicole, the other one has almost 45,000 views. This one only has just over 5,500 views, and it was posted in June, and it's not unlisted, which leads me to believe this home is still on the market, which this home's better than
my God, this house is so much better.
But now this home may still be actively being marketed because unless he unlisted that because he got so much.
You think? Maybe the new buyers though wanted them to unlist it. Sometimes new buyers get a little,
and that's what that's typically I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I have
in the
buyers all
comments.
the time. Like, can you take all the photos off of MLS?
Yeah, I believe Tim unlists videos when they have sold to that point. Most of the time, to respect the homeowners. Now this one is still up. They're basically the identical video, except. You don't have.
I want
a shower scene.
There's no shower scene where my husband is allowing me to walk in with his twin brother and being like, "Hey, you're cool." I also am not getting a massage. The woman is not getting a massage. There's no massages.
There was no massage, but everything else was basically. Would you agree the same?
For the most for the most part. I mean, for the most part, she was dining with her family. I mean, there were some things like I think that I'd want to dine alone, but he was like rubbing her feet. So yes, for the most part, yes, you had to watch this one.
So
it was almost irresponsible of Brad Inman to just post this, but
without doing.
But he got exactly what he wanted. Look at all the comments.
He got a great conversation going. He probably didn't know about the other video. Obviously, Colin and Tim helped us out, and they posted that video for us in the comment section. But I mean, listen, we have so distasteful.
Were there any other comments under Colin after he posted the video? Like, did people come back?
I'll go to that right now.
Oh, whoops! Like now I feel like an idiot.
Jackie says, "Thank God I haven't had my turkey yet."
Hashtag me too. I mean,
me too. So bad. Really? Now. You have, this one says, as a woman, my personal opinion, I wouldn't want to work with that agent team. So another one, I found a distraction from the actual house. Now, listen, if you just here's the other side of it, and we'll get into some of these other comments. If you just put a video of that house, you're talking maybe 800 views. If there's no actors and it's just the house and it's B-roll of the house.
800's pretty aggressive too.
I'm saying, well, because Tim's got a good following, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Mm-hmm. But like you're talking maybe, 80 to 800 views. Like if it's just the house.
Right.
There's no story.
Right.
Right. This is why robots are beating us. Somebody says we've talked about the robots. Okay, so now Emily here says, this was brilliant creativity. It has received over 42,000 views. So when Brad posted at 42,000 views, he's gotten another 3,000 views off this thing.
But she did say, I'd keep out the women dreams, though.
I'd keep out the so having that the raunchy scene there.
That was really the only the really disappointing. That was.
Lauren says, well, it's California, anything goes. I thought everyone.
Look, very sexist.
But very sexist. You get a lot of that.
I doubt it's the first video produced of this type.
Now they've done, folks. I mean, they haven't done one like this that I remember. All right, so Colin writes, and he does have 7 replies when he posts the video. So here's the link. So Colin does point out it's not nearly as sexual, the first video. You got to go, if you're listening to the podcast, you got to watch these videos.
I love Danny. So Danny goes, Colin, LOL. Her fantasy was an engaged husband and father. And I said that to her. I was like, this dream is just like him doing what he should be doing, which is just helping. Like they're eating dinner together. What else? Like what was he do? He was like, yes, I agree with Danny. But maybe that's all that women.
Susan agrees with Danny. Yeah. Erica. Maybe she says, Danny, maybe that's the next one. Her taking the home and running the world, like divorcing him and like saying, true, right? Maybe they have a third part to this. Maybe that's, hey, you want to be my next Corona Del Mar listing?
We're still in quarantine. I mean, they're only on day 174.
And in California, they have some ridiculous restrictions. So they may be in like some severe lockdown and may be able to play off of that some more. I need a shower after watching this. Tim also posted.
Look at, again, Danny, but some of the women in this thread literally stated their fantasy
this is Erica. This is Erica saying this.
A silent home with no one else in it. Just them alone.
Everyone has their own fantasies. They clearly think this home is more for the Bachelor. Jim, I enjoyed the laugh. Good for you, Jim. Jim, your opinion doesn't matter here. This is I don't think the male opinions matter as much.
Brittany, wow.
What did the owner of the property think? Well, Cindy writes, what did the owner of the property think? Obviously, they approved of it. I mean, it's safe to assume, this is what Carol writes, it's safe to assume they loved it, I think. But yeah, I mean, they wouldn't, first of all, they got $8 million to their house. So they loved the result that the Tim Smith Group produced.
Right.
Now, they obviously approved the video.
Maybe. Yeah.
Or they approved Tim Smith Group the ability to run with the marketing and branding however they want. True. They approved that part of it.
Well, it's interesting. I wonder who lives in the house before.
Derek says this video was awesome and it was brilliant. Rebecca says showing the women's dream video first because there's a theme isn't helping the argument. These are outright sexist and assume a lot of stupid things about women and men.
I kind of agree. But
hey, here's the deal.
I'm just glad that there was a video before this one.
Would I do that? Certainly in this market that we're in, absolutely not.
Never.
I would not, Sam, I would never say let's get a couple of actors and do a shower scene to that degree.
I don't know that I would even participate in having any shower scene at all.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whether it's actors or whoever's or whatever, we would not do that in this market here in Connecticut. Now, Tim sells more than anybody in the Newport Beach Corona Del Mar market.
Well, I guess it gets to the point where you have to sort of maybe you have to push the envelope.
Well, here's what my point of that is: if you're gonna always stay super safe, you're not gonna have this kind of 45K view awareness that Tim got.
It is interesting though, because again, there is one woman that's saying that she would not work with them. So it's sort of like our debate a few weeks ago about going so political too. Like,
correct. And that's why I wouldn't do it, because I think you have now crossed off a number of people that feel the same way as these agents in the comments in your own market, Tim, that are like, I'm never working with that group. Right. So that's why I wouldn't do it. But the pushing the envelope has allowed him to build the brand that he did. Because Teach Me How to Duffy didn't get a lot of great feedback either.
No, well, no, I still don't like that
video. No, I'm saying, like, some people loved it. I loved it. Yeah. But some people thought it was super cheese.
Right.
For a property of that scale.
But it sold.
Yes. And this one sold for $8 million. So when he goes on his next listing appointment,
so what I can say though, I do think that he's smart bringing people into these videos. I mean, we've been talking about it, I feel like, for years, and we've never really ever executed on it. But like, you have to have people. It's like Instagram. Everybody comments more on a selfie than they do. So I mean, like, you have to have the people, like, you have to include the people.
And I mean, like, if you're
and if you're standing and washing dishes, like, I don't want to buy a house. Like, I can wash, like, I don't want to see. And I mean, here's the thing: in the same breath.
When you're selling an $8 million home to hire actors, the budget is probably there. You know, on a $350,000 home, the budget's not there to hire actors.
Well, that's why people have those blow up dinosaurs walking through.
Right. Or it's them, the agents. You know, the agents really have to be the actors on a $350,000
but I don't think you need
average
to talk.
Price point.
Like, I liked that there was no real talking. Like, it wasn't like, I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the bathroom. It was them utilizing the spaces. Because
the typical listing videos are never, ever going to get this type of attention. And so when he goes on his next listing appointment, and he's going up against two other competitors in his market. Right. And he says, hey, if you want to go with them and just get what everybody else is going to give you, he can use my favorite line. Just go on the MLS yourself through Zillow. Right. Just go for sale by owner. I'm going to do out of the box marketing. I'm going to bring in actors and I'm going to go and push the envelope to make sure that your property is seen by more potential buyers than anybody else you can market with. Right. And now they may say, well, okay, great. Don't do any shower scenes and you've got the listing. Right. So I would never do it. I don't know if I would go as far as saying
I do think the first,
now that I've seen the first video, I don't think this is a total sexist
not
move.
Completely, but I almost wish that he had maybe kept it kind of more PG like he did in the first one.
No, I agree. I would never go into that.
Because it is, I thought it was fun. I mean, we're all wandering around.
I mean, it was probably still only PG-13 though. I mean, it was like, as some people say, look, some people think it's gross and all that kind of stuff, but you know, it's not rated R, you know. Right. I mean,
no. But still, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. But we also haven't done a listing video that's got 45,000 views. So there's that to think about.
No. But we're talking about it. So it's working.
We're talking about it. Yeah. So Tim Smith. Probably should have been the Marketeer, but we have a very interesting Marketeer. So stay tuned for that. We got your questions coming up. This is going to be a long episode. Racket number 2.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll link up both of those YouTube videos. We'll also link up the link for Brad Inman's Facebook post. You can read through those comments. To see it, though? But yeah, but if you're a real estate agent, you should join the Inman. Yeah. You know, that you can get referrals out of that too. Sometimes people are posting there. So, all right. Anyways, Realtor Mag, Nicole White selection.
Well, I mean, we're right off the heels of Thanksgiving. Yeah. So let's continue to be grateful.
Okay, here we go. What real estate has to be grateful for in 2020? I will just start off by saying a whole heck of a lot. I mean, outside of like New York City, Hoboken, maybe like downtown LA, like outside of, you know, some of the major cities, basically 99% of real estate agents should be extremely thankful. Like for us here in Connecticut, we've been essential this whole time. We've been able to help a lot of families this year.
Well, especially if people can remember, there was probably like 2-3 week time frame
where you just didn't know what was going to happen.
You didn't know. I mean,
nothing
I remember
really was
you
happening.
were telling me to cancel my cleaning lady. You were telling me to cancel.
Well, I said Nicole, you got plenty of time to learn how to clean.
Nicole, start saving your money. I mean, I canceled everything.
Yeah.
We were canceling internet if we didn't need it.
No, we didn't cancel. Well, we canceled a lot of stuff.
We did.
We slashed budget by 50%.
Off, like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's just go through the list here. This is Realtor Mag's list. All right.
Yep.
Number 1, booming home sales.
Yep,
for
obviously.
sure.
Yep.
So existing home sales in October were 27% higher than a year ago. New home sales were 32% higher. And pending home sales or contract signings in September jumped 20.5% annually.
I am happy to hear that new homes are starting to pick up a little bit. I think the problem though in the Northeast is there just isn't enough land, like that's our biggest problem. But
that was from NAR's chief economist, Lauren Yun. And number 2, record low.
Oh Lord.
Record.
Yep.
Record and record spelled the same way, by the way.
I know, but yeah.
Record low mortgage rates. Home buyers are locking in some of the lowest mortgage rates ever in history. Obviously, that's been a huge boost to this market last week.
Sure.
Everybody,
and in all honesty, though, it's been great even just for your homeowners that you've helped purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're telling them to refinance, it's a great touching point.
Absolutely.
And everybody can be saving money right now.
So the 13th time this year, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate set a record low, averaging 2.72%. That's according to Freddie Mac. Mm-hmm. Number 3, seller equity. And so here's what's interesting, because I've heard a higher stat coming from KCM, coming from I believe Ivy Zelman, but certainly Keeping Current Matters, KCM. Here it says, in the third quarter, 16.7 million residential properties in the U.S., or 28.3% overall, were considered equity rich. That's from Adam Data Solutions, a real estate research data firm. A property is considered equity rich when the property owner has at least 50% equity in the home. I have heard KCM state 50%. So 30%, 50%, still a huge number of people have either 50% up to 100% equity in their home. That's a great thing for the real estate market because it means, if it's the low number of 28%, those people aren't foreclosing. They got 50% equity. The market's not dropping 50%, guys. I don't care what happens in the next couple of years. The market will not drop a 5-0. You can take that one to the bank.
I still don't have equity.
Well, yeah, you do.
No, not in my first house. I'm still struggling.
We'll have that debate.
We should have that debate.
We've had that debate a number of times.
No.
All right. Number 4, technology. Okay, this could be a little bit of a racket here.
You think?
Yeah, because you can be grateful for the technology. Sure.
Okay.
Like, we were using Zoom before COVID. So, I'm not grateful that, this happened and then I learned new skills.
No, that's not what they're saying. They're just saying that we should be grateful that technology was already happening so that we could stay connected the way that we have been able to.
Correct.
Yes.
But it's also advanced these disruptors' influence on our industry tremendously. And we're going to talk about that in the Marketeer a little bit.
Because again, I read another article about the iBuyers are not doing nearly as well as they should be. Again, not because of this, but mostly because of equity in your home.
But are consumers now not more comfortable doing a Zoom walkthrough? Would a consumer not be more comfortable now downloading an app on their phone and going to see a house without an agent?
Potentially,
for sure.
But you still want to see that. People are still going to want to see a home.
Still going to want to see the house, but could they potentially be more comfortable now going to a lockbox with their phone, logging in, putting their personal information, and seeing it without an agent?
Maybe,
but I think a larger percentage of people since before COVID, BC, after COVID, are more comfortable with it.
But I do think what's really important, because again, it does go into this. It does talking about affirmation of your value. A lot of people and I can only speak to our market.
Number 6.
Yeah,
you're jumping past number 5.
Because there are a lot of people that are moving into the state of Connecticut that are not from Connecticut.
Correct. A lot of people moving around all over the country.
So I do think I agree with you that they probably do feel more safe doing it that way. But when you're entering a community that you know nothing about, you don't know anything about,
that's a good point.
So you need they're still relying heavily on you.
And in fact, 89% of sellers used an agent to help with their sale, according to NAR. 88% of buyers reported using an agent. So still basically 9 out of 10 people are using an agent in their real estate purchases.
Right. So we skipped over to new.
It's not over 90% though. I think it used to be over 90% back in the day. If you know that number in the comments, love to hear that number. If you know it was over 90% in the past.
I'm curious though what that all means. They didn't use an agent, but did because they went directly to the listing agent. So are they technically still using an agent?
No, meaning off market deal.
Oh, okay.
Or for sale by owner.
Okay.
Those kind of things.
I do think that there was
family and friends deal.
There was I feel like there was a big uptick in for sale by owners though during all of this. Have you noticed?
I don't know the number on that.
The amount of Zillow things that were coming in that were like for sale by owners in my mind was huge.
Number 5, we did number 6, affirmation of your own. Number 5, new priorities. So people now have prioritized like having more space in their house, having that pool, having 2 offices, all of that kind of thing. So it's definitely, we had a build up of inventory here locally in Connecticut of larger square footage homes. This has completely helped that problem.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then number 7, basically the home being your sanctuary, right? Yeah. It's like nothing feels more precious this year than the safety of our homes.
Well, it's because
Shannon McGann,
in them.
NAR's chief advocacy officer, said, and we all believe Americans should have equal opportunity to a home of their own. Absolutely. And yeah, I think this whole year, 2020, is going to, for probably the whole next decade, reinforce the belief that people want to be a homeowner, people want to have their own space, and that people want to spend more time at home. I think business travel is going to go down over this next decade in comparison to.
And that's not necessarily because people want to stay home. That's just because places are realizing, again, because of Zoom, what you can now accomplish on a Zoom call. I mean, you really don't have to. Our whole lives are going to change after this, in my mind.
All right, Marketeer of the Week. Let's switch over to that.
Okay.
And then we'll get into your questions.
They're no fun.
No, we got to get into your questions. We got all these questions you've got. All right, Marketeer of the Week. We talked about CoStar. Talked about them maybe 2 episodes ago. Go back and look at that one. We were talking about them buying CoreLogic, real estate data company, dipping their toe into residential real estate. Not CoreLogic, sorry. CoStar Group acquires Homesnap for $250 million. This deal's done. This deal's happening. The CoreLogic one still is a maybe happening. This one's done. This is a direct competitor to Zillow. We said CoStar, Zillow's biggest threat. In fact, Nicole, if you look at Brad's latest piece, this one with CoStar in the game, a new real estate chessboard emerges. Talks about Andy Florence, who's the CEO, just being ruthless and really having tons of money to spend, for sure. Well, here's a quote that Brad puts in his piece. CoStar is the only competitor that we feared. It cleaned our clocks on rentals, said one former Zillow insider. Florence poured money into marketing. We hesitated. He won. CoStar owns apartments.com. Now, what does Homesnap mean? What does this purchase mean? If you've been following along the 149
Byron
episodes.
Loves Homesnap. I get agents that text me from their Homesnap listing.
Just
I was
annoys
just
the heck
send
out
me
of
the
me.
address.
And
you had to put it in. Yeah.
And so this is backed by the.
Do you have a photo on your Homesnap? Like, have you done anything with?
I think my photo's on there. Yeah.
Ooh, so you're a step ahead of me. I don't even know how to get onto it.
So Homesnap was obviously backed by the broker public portal, and which was, a collection of brokerages and MLSs to basically try to compete with Zillow. I said that was a fail from the start.
Yeah.
Zillow's got more marketing chops than these brokers, or they would have stopped them to begin with.
Right.
They got more money as a collection, and it's just not going to work.
Again, I think this purchase makes sense. If you're buying CoreLogic, because of those reasons, you buy Homesnap.
Now, and it says
it seemed pretty cheap too, $250 million. I mean,
we'll link up both these articles. So you got a lot of links if you want to go reading about this stuff. One of the articles, it does state the obvious. Homesnap has done nothing to compete with the public portal of Zillow or Redfin.
Well, that's because it's primarily dependent on the agents promoting
Correct.
their own Homesnap.
That was their marketing play.
Yes.
That agents are going to love this technology so much.
So it's really up to the agent to be promoting themselves through the Homesnap app.
Which was a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Now that CoStar owns it, I'm going to be paying attention to Homesnap. Yeah. I'm going to be eating my own dog. Is it called dog food? My own medicine?
It's not,
I'm going to be eating my own words is what I'm going to be doing.
Something like
that. I've been crapping all over Homesnap because I thought, their strategy of consumer acquisition was weak. And I thought it wasn't well planned.
Well, but I don't think they were trying to generate revenue.
They weren't trying to generate revenue. Right. They were trying to compete directly with Zillow, which I said was a fail from the start because their consumer acquisition, relying on solo agents out there. You're not going to beat Zillow relying on the solo dolo agents trying to promote this thing in their local market. Not going to happen. CoStar, being a $32 billion cap company, $12 billion more than Zillow, they've got the chops to do it. They got the marketing skills to do it.
Well, and they own CoreLogic, so they have the listings to do it.
Well, they don't own CoreLogic too. Well, yeah, but they're probably going to buy them too. But they do own apartments.com.
Right.
So what do they have there, Nicole? They got a whole bunch of emails of people that have been looking for apartments over the last however many years that maybe want to buy a home.
Right.
Come over. Look at homes on our Homesnap app.
Come on over here.
Come on over. Homesnap. Don't worry about Zillow. Don't worry about Redfin.
Well,
certainly don't worry about Realtor. What is Realtor.com going to do?
Get your Homesnaps tight, people.
What about this? What if CoStar goes out and offers Rupert Murdoch a deal he can't turn down, and they buy Realtor.com, and they own Homesnap, Realtor? What about that? Pay attention to CoStar, folks. They got a lot of money. Zillow's going to be paying attention.
They're spending it.
And so the reason this is the Marketeer of the Week is us as agents, brokers, teams. Go check out your Homesnap profile. That's the tip of the day.
For sure.
Make sure you've got all your accurate information. Be ahead of the game. The agents and teams that were ahead of the game on Zillow and got reviews first and really updated their profile first were the beneficiary of leads in the beginning. We don't know what CoStar's plan with Homesnap is. I do know you should start paying attention to it. If it's not on your phone, download the app, start getting familiar with it.
Do you have it on your phone?
Make sure your profile is filled out. I do, yeah, because sometimes I get those text messages from apps. I even have the notifications on there. Agents, rather.
I got to pick up my game here.
So CoStar, Marketeer of the Week, buying Homesnap, big deal. Looks like CoStar is going to get aggressive here in 21 in the residential space. And I'm certainly paying attention to that.
So fun.
In the comments, if you use Homesnap, please let us know.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
And now your questions. You got some questions for me.
Have a great day, guys.
You can't do that to everybody. Would have been listening to this podcast just for your fantastic questions.
No questions.
You had no questions.
I did, but
it doesn't matter.
No, I didn't forget them, but we're good. No.
You want to save them to the next episode?
Yeah. Ooh.
All right. Nicole's got some questions for me on episode 150, which you like episode 150 a lot. You like the round number.
Sam is going to make me a beautiful little montage.
Yeah. Sam's going to do that. Sam, you got that. And you got your questions.
Yes.
So
maybe
come back.
Maybe at 150 we'll have a new intro too.
So here's the deal. Make sure that you guys are subscribed. If you're watching on the One and Company YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube as opposed to listening to the podcast, make sure you go over in the link to the Real Word channel on YouTube and subscribe there so you don't miss episode 150. Before the end of 2020, the Real Word episodes are no longer going to be posted on our Team One and Company page. It'll only be on the Real Word channel. So make sure you go subscribe there.
And we're starting a new show.
Yes, we are. 21.
We'll be
new
there.
Show where we get all the secrets out of everybody in this industry.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely. We're going to get all the secrets. All right. Stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff coming. But make sure you go subscribe to that new channel. Do that now. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Keep it real.
See you guys.